But going into Survivor, obviously, no, you're a massive fan of the show. How many times had you actually applied to be on Survivor? Was this your first time, or had you applied before?
I mean, I've been applying for 10 years. I might have missed 1 or 2 seasons in between there where I didn't apply, but for the most part, I probably put tapes in for about 6 or 7 years. Yeah.
I've told thousands and thousands of people that I'm going to play Survivor one day, and I've applied 15 times. I have sent in applications every time. I've gone to casting calls. I've looked for everything I possibly can to read on Survivor. I study the show, look and see how I could possibly do something like that without getting hurt.
I have been applying non-stop since season 2. I've probably sent in over 100 applications. One season I just sent in a deluge of applications, just so they'd say, just give the guy an interview and shut him up already. I have physically driven over 25,000 miles to go to open casting calls. I don't know if you've ever had anybody on the show that has put as much effort forth as I have.
But right when I got out of the military in 2004 was the first time I applied. So I applied way back in 2004, submitted a tape, didn't hear anything back. And I've been applying sporadically from 2004 up through 2018 when I eventually got cast.
My motivation for playing Survivor is to live out my dream. I am a huge believer in following your passions, following your dreams, and this has been my dream for over 17 years now.
Why are you here on Survivor?
That's a loaded question. I have been applying to play Survivor since I was 20 years old, so 22 years.
Now, Cece, how big of a fan of Survivor had you been before going on to the show?
Oh my God, I'm a ride or die. I'm like, I applied to this game 15 times. I know, I'm crazy. I really did. I just never was good enough. The first time I applied, I was 23 years old. I'll never forget because my daughter was, I think she was 6 months old at the time. And I'm like, what am I doing? Who is leaving to go on Survivor with a baby? I am, I'll go.
It's been a crazy journey just to get out here. I've been applying since 2014.
Wow.
So
a literal 10-year journey.
10-year journey. I feel like it was this toxic relationship that I just couldn't get out of. It was like every year I would apply. One of the casting directors would call me, Mitch, we like you. And then I'd get absolutely ghosted.
I auditioned 11 times. So for 5.5 years before I was picked, I was sending in a video every 6 months and, trying to get on the show.
I'd go to open casting calls, but I tried out for a good, 16 years.
Oh, wow.
And I guess I finally just kind of fit a niche they were looking for. They were looking for kind of a married guy with kids and a little bit successful. And I kind of fit a niche, I guess, finally, and got hooked in there.
Okay. So I auditioned every single season until they picked me. So I auditioned 9 times.
For the first season even?
No, because I was on season 10. So I auditioned 9 times because I didn't know about it until it aired.
I've been trying to get on Survivor for about 6 years now. All different types of tapes that I sent in. This one got them when I was dancing in my police uniform.
I've applied to Survivor for 15 times, and all 15 times my dog Johnson has been right in the middle of my video. And he was there with me this time. And they called me, and I got on the show. Johnson, you rock.
And I started applying consistently. I'd probably send a video every 3 months, even though they say they only cast, it's one season at a time into fall, whatever. But I sent video after video after video for 6 years. I never gave up. It seemed like I was never going to get called. And then I did.
I have a competitive edge that kind of drove me to continue to apply. And I sent in 9 applications. So over 5 years, almost every season for 5 years, I finally got my chance. So yeah, 9 times I did all of that.
I've been trying to get on Survivor since the very first episode. I said, this show is me. This show was meant for me. I'm one of the older guys, and I don't know if they know how old I am yet. I'm not sure if they even will believe that I'm 50, because a lot of the casting people say, you don't look like you're 50. You don't even seem like you're 50.
Hi, Trish. Thanks for speaking with us today.
Oh, no problem. Thanks for having me.
So how were you chosen to be on Survivor?
I don't know. I put in several tapes over the years. I think at least 7 tapes in 10 years. Wow. And then they finally saw me and took me.
In your day after video, you said had it not been for your family, you'd rather have died out there.
Absolutely.
So why were you feeling that?
It sounds weird, but, you know, I'm a big fan of this show. I applied 8 times to get on here. And so, in my mind, they're taking me out prematurely.
I've been sending in applications since 2001. I mean, I didn't apply every year, but I sent in an awful lot. Over the years, a bunch in the beginning and then a bunch more recently. You know, part of me thinks it's luck when the casting director happens to, you know, open up your file and see something they like. I went to finals and met everyone, and it was wonderful, and I don't know. I don't know. I hit the lottery. I have applied since I was 21, which is, you know, at the time, that was the age required to be able to apply. I applied every single year. I just kept going and going and going. And I finally heard back for the first time for the Fans versus Favorite season, which was after about 7 years of applying. But then I didn't make it out to finals. I was cut. And then for season 30, like, they had last minute changed the theme, decided to do all new people, and I got the call. And it was all like very go, go, go. You know, basically once I got in front of producers, I just knew in my heart that I would make it on because I love the show. I understand the game really well. I'm competitive. I've, you know, proven that I can use Survivor-type skills in real life. And I'm a goofball. And you know, it's like when you're a talkative weirdo like I am, that's TV. So I kind of sailed through the interviews and finally got on and was thrilled to be on it.
I'm a longtime fan. I started applying back in 2002, and I've applied kind of off and on for many years, and I've made semifinals a couple times, and this was my year to get on.
So it was a long process, though. I started at season 2, trying to get on the show, and I had to take a break while I went through chemo radiation for cancer. And then once I got the green light from the doctor that I was healthy enough to participate in my activities again, that very next season when I auditioned is the one that I made it.
So you'd been a fan of the show a long time.
Forever. After watching Richard Hatch win it on season 1, I was like, that is a cool-ass show.
Hi, I'm Rick Nelson from Aurora, Utah. I've applied 14 times to actually play the game of Survivor, and finally to make it. I've had 3 interviews, and it still seems like a dream to me, you know, just to be here. But and I'm pumped, I'm excited. I wish it was 10 years earlier, because I first started applying for the game at Survivor 8, you know, and I'm in my 50s, but I'm ready.
So I kind of let it be known that I was a bigger fan than maybe I was originally intending on doing. Because I had applied, you know, some people know my story, but like I had applied really pretty much every year since 2001.
I had been sending in videos for Survivor from the age of, I believe, 11. I saw my first episode in September of 2008. I watched Gabon, and I knew instantly I needed to do this in some capacity. So I started my journey then. I went many years without calls, obviously, because putting an 11-year-old out here is probably not the most ideal thing for legal. Once I turned 18, I still sent in videos every year, didn't hear anything, heard something in September of 2021, did the whole process, was very close to being on Survivor 44. Ultimately, that did not work out. I was, you know, still very hopeful that this would happen for me. And in August of 2022, I got a phone call from the casting team saying, hey, you want to try this again? And I said, I will do this every year until I'm dead or you put me on this thing. And we're here. So it worked out.